about this.
Kia ora and welcome to Neat and Not by the Sea, Flosstube video number 29. I'm Victoria.
Kia ora. My name is Catherine and my pronouns are she, her.
And we are coming to you from Port Chalmers in Dunedin, New Zealand.
I actually need to find out what Port Chalmers is in Māori.
It's Kapatai.
Kopatai, that's
Kopatai,
right.
thank you.
Do appreciate the width of my hair today.
Full shoulder width going on.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. It's dark. I was very angry driving home yesterday in the dark.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Apparently I don't like dark nights.
I see, I'm not bothered. Everybody's like, oh, we're going into winter. I'm like, great.
Oh.
Great. Love it.
It's never bothered me before, but I was quite angry yesterday.
That could be age.
That could be age.
Because I think your mood, I think your mood is affected by the amount of light that we see. So you might be subconsciously noticing that now.
Yep, so work's been pretty full on the last couple of days, just reaching some deadlines. It's alright, it doesn't take camera. And, and I've lost my train of thought. And so I go into work in the dark, work all day, have a really short lunch break just to eat my soup, and then home in the dark.
Actually, that can't be true. No, that cannot be true.
No, because it was daylight this morning.
It was daylight today, and I go past your house and I see your house, and every morning this week I've said to Martin, oh, Victoria's car's there because she doesn't have to leave so early now because she has a park at work.
Oh, it's
and it is
having
light,
a park.
so it's
yes,
light.
it is.
So you're just moaning.
I'm just moaning. I'm in a
for
moany
no
mood.
reason.
Oh, and you've ruined my moan.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I do this. I rain on her parade
She
quite
does.
often.
Yeah. It's definitely dark when I was leaving though, because I was leaving at like 6 o'clock, 6:30.
Oh my lordy.
Oh, it's all done now. It's just 2 days.
And I was moaning because I left work at 5 because my new hours of work are 8:30 to 5. What kind of world is this? I do get an hour lunch now.
Excellent.
Okay, if you're university viewers, I left at 10 to 5 because I had nothing to give.
You were done. Oh, those first couple of weeks of a new job is just so exhausting.
I was just knackered. Being a grown-up, I'm having to be a grown-up in like a proper grown-up way. I've been very good and I haven't cracked unnecessary, not inappropriate, but unnecessary jokes. Like me saying, oh, look, enjoy the width of my hair. I haven't done stuff like that in like proper meetings.
So you're lulling them into a false sense of security.
Yeah.
Nice.
And in fact, I did lull them into a false sense of security because I had to go to work too.
Ooh.
At night, after work.
Did you not tell them that it's outside of work hours?
Well, I was lulling them into a false sense of who I am. So it was at my boss's house.
Ooh.
And it was very lovely.
Nice
But,
house.
yes, but, that's kind of private now. But, but it was, because this is going out into the world. And it was very lovely. But the following day, they were like, oh, someone said that you would be a great addition to the team because you're so bubbly and chatty. And I'm like, I was lulling you into a false sense of security. I'm not sociable.
You're sociable during work hours. After work hours, that's your own time.
Yeah, that's a different matter, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, anyway, we're enjoying a drink. I'm having a lovely cup of coffee decaf because I need all the help I can get just now. Yes.
Yep.
Anyway, life shenanigans.
Life shenanigans. So, in the last 2 weeks, we have had 2 long weekends. The first was the April holiday. And the second...
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Look, the interruptions have begun. What I meant to say, I got a couple of comments from Instagram and people were lovely and there were a couple of comments saying Happy Easter / April holidays. And in fact, I do have some friends online that I have met through the Flosstube and we were talking and I was like, no, I actually do believe. I'm actually weird because I do believe I was brought up in a very Catholic religious environment. My mum was Protestant. I do believe, but I think the world is more than people that have Christian beliefs. So I'm very aware. I was very lucky to live in England, for example, for years and years and years and years. I'm very aware that Ramadan is taking place. But nobody's going around saying Happy Ramadan or, how is the fasting going? How is the family? Are you enjoying seeing them after dark? And, all that sort of thing. So I'm just really aware that it's not just about people like me or people that are very devout. There's a whole host of celebrations that are going on. That was all it was. But I really appreciated that people were lovely and were saying things like, Happy April break.
Nice, nice.
Yes, so that.
And we've also had Anzac Day, which is it's our Memorial Day for the
Fallen
from World War 1 and 2.
For Australia and New Zealand forces. So they
Anzac,
combined.
Australia, New Zealand.
Armed Corps.
Excellent. And I've been trying to remember what I did on those lovely days off, and I don't really remember.
You invited me to your house.
You did. You came over for our day on Saturday, which was lovely. We got some stitching done. Mm-hmm. And I think, did you come over? No, you were away second weekend.
No, the first weekend I was away.
Yeah, I think I was doing stuff around the house. I've been trying to polish my doorstep. I've got a brass doorstep.
Didn't you hang out with your brother? Didn't you do like a lunch?
No, I think that was before.
Was it? Okay, maybe.
So, I don't know.
Were you cleaning your step?
I was cleaning my
step.
step.
That's so cute. I painted my step, and I love that because women used to be very proud of their step.
Yeah.
Was it called a stoop? But people would polish.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. And when I was painting my house, I put this Duracell, you cover books with sort of thing, clear over it. It wasn't Duracell. It's stuff you put over carpet when you're painting, and it's left a sticky residue. I left it on too long, and it's left a sticky residue. So I'm trying to get that up and get it back shiny. And I ended up covering it with tomato sauce and covering it with tin foil
because it's got acids.
Because of the acids in it, and it's really helped. It hasn't completely brought it back to shiny brilliance, but it's definitely, we're getting there.
Is it brass?
Yes.
Have you used Brasso?
Yes. Yeah.
And is there like something called like Barman's Mate?
Yeah, I've heard that's excellent. That's on the list.
It's bound to have so many chemicals
in it. Yeah.
It's going to be like the worst thing for the planet, but probably works.
It probably worked for my step. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that, and I was in the garden and mowed the lawn, which will hopefully be the last one for a while.
It won't be.
Don't ruin my illusions.
I'm sorry. Martin pretty much mows the lawn year round. The gap gets bigger, but you never really stop.
You never stop, no. But I'm hoping it's gone from usually in the summer. I'm supposed to do it every weekend. It usually happens every other. And I went to Stitch Witches and did a shop.
As one does.
And
is that when you rescued me? Is that when you went? No, was that was
I went twice in 1 week.
I still owe you for that.
Oh, no, you don't.
No.
One thread is not going to break the bank.
2 threads.
Oh, 2 DMC threads.
Yes.
So, life has been good.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really hard shock when I have to go back to 5-day working weeks next week.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Well, what did I do? I can't remember what I think the first break, Marta and I went up to the housey on one of the days.
No,
did we go away?
Sophia down, yeah.
Oh gosh, that's right. And Martin made me leave my child. I felt so bad. I felt so like the worst mother. So we went away for 2 nights. I felt dreadful. Did good op shopping. I think I've talked about this.
Dreadful as in ill, or just dreadful for leaving?
I just felt dreadful that I had abandoned my 21-year-old child that didn't really care.
I wasn't going to be here anyway.
Wasn't going to be here anyway. And then when we came home, that's when Christina was here for dinner. See, I can't remember if we talked about it on the program or if I told you.
I think you've just told me because we're all very confused at the moment.
So I went away for 2 nights with Martin. Again, because I don't like to be involved in the trip planning. I hate being involved. We ended up driving for hours. So it wasn't like the entire South Island, but we went all the way to Gore, I think. I don't know. It was a long time.
Gore? It was only like 2.5 hours.
I don't know. We were about 5 hours away from the house.
Wow.
And it was just annoying because on the return, we just basically drove home.
Right.
And I just get annoyed because clearly I had no real problem, so I'm going to get annoyed about that. But yeah, we did a bit of successful op shopping, and I got some yarn for the yarn pantry. So that was nice. I haven't got it. It's in the pantry, in the yarn pantry, but I'm not getting up. So that was one weekend. And then the second weekend, you invited me to your house to spend the day crafting.
Yes.
So that was lovely. And then that was the Saturday, so I was talking. I took over the conversation because that's what I do. I was talking all day.
It was great fun.
Talking
I had such
and
a lovely
eating
time.
and crafting.
Mm-hmm.
It was really lovely. It was just such a lovely idea from Victoria. Yeah. And then on the Sunday, Martin was like, you will spend all day alone, because he was busy doing other things. And he was like, because you need it.
Yeah.
And I know he's right. I always resist that. But I had the time of my life. It was so great. And that's when I was on the Instawebs because I'm a teenager. And Deborah from Diary of a Physicist Farm Girl, she posted, about the Zoom. We're doing a Zoom at this time. And I was like, I can do that. It's a day off today and tomorrow's a bank holiday. Maybe I can do that. So I just responded and I said, I just need to work out the time difference because I was alone at home. I was like, oh. And she responded straight away and she's saying, it's now. So I was like, I can hang out with Deborah for the first time ever without maths.
Nice.
So we
always
hung
a
out
bonus.
for, I think we were chatting for about 3.5 hours. It was a group, so she has a Zoom.
Oh.
She has a Zoom group. And I crashed it and it was so fabulous. And I did have to have a little chuckle to myself because it was, you know how she does the science sprinkles? Mm-hmm. We were doing science sprinkles.
Nice.
I mean, I was listening. It was so great. She's great. Go watch Deborah. She's fabulous.
Excellent.
Anyway, so I think
that might be life.
Yeah.
Just a wee short. Done a lot of crafting. Done work. Oh, how's the new job?
I went to the cinema.
Did you? Oh, yeah, you went to see a very non-Catherine movie.
I went to see a non-intellectual, just for funsies, with a little bit of tension, Sandra Bullock /
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
He's quite a famous guy.
What else is he in?
Not films I watch. But the guy that Brad Pitt was in it as well. He had a small part.
Oh.
So it was kind of like an Indiana Jonesy type thing. It was just funsies. And
Nice.
Martin was like, Catherine, you won't be scared because this is a fun film with a happy ending. I was like, okay, darling. Yeah, we can do it. And because I did scream at one point because I'm like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, gore. Who knew? Great cinema. It was enormous.
Really?
Enormous.
Fabulous.
And that's where they had the Reese's cups with the peanut butter for $1. It was great.
Excellent.
Anyway, blah, blah, blah.
All right. We get into it. So, have you got any fully finished objects?
No fully finished objects.
Neither do I. Even though my mother has given me her 2 great big boxes full of frames and I've just got to go through and pull some out for my cross stitches.
And I have a mitre saw.
Yes, you do.
And the glass cutter.
I just haven't done it yet. Okay. Do you have any finished objects?
Oh, well. Funny you should ask.
Oh.
I do have a finished object, courtesy of Deborah, keeping me entertained and on task. It was
Excellent.
actually her friends as well. It was because... Okay, ridiculousness. Because I was going to do the Zoom. I was like, oh my God, I need to have a project. And I brought like 12 things.
This is not unusual for Catherine. She'll turn up for 2 hours with I have to go out to the car and help her bring it all in.
Yeah, I come in with 3 baskets.
Yeah.
I am ridiculous, but that's okay. We love me.
We do.
Dun, dun, dun. I finished. And please note, I'm using my roll.
Excellent.
Although I don't want to lose... Oh, I've lost it. That one's fallen out. That's okay. No, we don't want this to get ruined. I finished... Last time I showed you my friends and family that I had finished apart from the initials. Is that right?
That's right.
And
Oh, no, you hadn't finished it.
Oh, so maybe that was just the chatting.
That was just the chatting, because
Oh.
you had 2 little motifs left to do when you were at my house on Saturday.
Okay, so I finished my friends and family, and then with Deborah's Zoom, I did the initials.
Excellent.
Because I decided, we don't want to dunk it in my coffee. I decided that I wanted to just have my parents and my initials. We really don't want this coffee to land on my embroidery. Don't mind the water so much. Okay, so this is my finished piece.
It's so gorgeous.
As you notice, I went for the demure bright green for my parents' initials.
And what's funny is that Catherine was asking, she did a little poll of what colour we thought that she should do her initials, and then did the colour that she wanted to anyway.
Yes, I did say, can you please respond to, this was to our friend Claire and Victoria. I said, can you please respond to my poll and I will ignore it.
Yes.
But polls are helpful because they remind you what you don't want. So anyway, Dad,
Nice.
Mum, and then mine are in bright blue because bright blue.
Nice.
Okay, so I will tell you about their names because my parents, and it's nice to say them. Like
I was going to ask, then I thought you might say no, that's personal.
No. It's only because no, the personal name. Like, people can know my parents' names. So, in Spanish, Héctor Ezequiel Barriga Reategui. So
Nice.
in Peru, I don't know about all other Spanish-speaking countries, you keep both surnames. So your father's surname comes first, and then your mother's surname.
Ah, and then you drop the mother part of it.
No, you complicated.
Okay.
Okay, so in English it would be Hector Ezequiel. So Hector Ezequiel. And then my mom's is a little bit more complicated because she only had one first name, which was Elizabeth. No, I think.
You stitched the wrong name on there.
No. I was just thinking, because I have a sister that has two names. My mother just had one name, which was Elizabeth. And she was a McDonald. And so then I had to like Google it because I'm a librarian. I was like, the MC is significant, but there's a way of doing it right. So I had to Google it to remember because I've never done cataloguing, apart from studying it. So she's Elizabeth McDonald. And back in the day, when you married, you became of someone. Mm-hmm. This was before feminism. So my mother was Elizabeth McDonald of Barriga. And you would always, that would be the format. So you wouldn't drop your initial surname. I mean, sometimes just for expediency, but generally you would keep both. She would always be McDonald and de Barriga. So when I was in Peru, my full name was Catherine Jean Barriga McDonald. And then when I got on the plane, everybody just said, oh, in England you only have one surname, so I just dropped my mother's with no thought.
Oh. No,
it's terrible.
Because you've obviously kept your father's Barriga.
Yeah.
But you've dropped the other one, which I'm sorry, I don't remember what it was.
McDonald.
Reategui.
No, because you only get one surname from each parent.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do they get to choose which one, or is it traditionally?
No, traditionally the male. And you will, fun fact, it'll be interesting. I'm not going to tell you don't message me or do message me. But fun fact, I'm married to Martin Bainbridge. I have kept my surname because I had one, so I didn't need a new one. So I am Catherine Barriga. And when my babies were born, I gave them my surname.
Good job.
I was the one that was pregnant.
Yeah, you did all the hard work.
And there was just no way that I was not going to have my children have my surname. Although, Christina hasn't said this, but Sophia has said to me, oh, I'm changing my surname when I get married. And I'm like, ow. And even my dad was an older man, so if he was alive, he probably would be like 93 or something like that. So he did not like that I didn't take Martin's surname. And he couldn't even comprehend that my children did not have Martin's surname.
I wouldn't change my
even
surname.
though we were married.
Yeah.
And like people can understand like if you marry and you don't want to change your surname, but they cannot understand that I would take this away from the father, which just makes me more riled up.
Yeah, he should change his name. Her name.
We did think about it, but he has children from his previous marriage, so that would not have been acceptable.
Yeah.
That would have just you just can't do that. It's too complicated. But anyway, Bainbridge is a lovely surname.
It is a lovely surname.
My surname in Spanish is a little bit silly.
What does it translate to?
It translates as like belly or tummy.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. So kids will say, oh, mi barriga me duele. So it's like my tummy hurts. So my dad always thought we would change our surname or we would like marry and get rid of it straight. I was like, nah, that's not happening. Anyway, but I am very fond of my mother's, and I do like that it's a little bit wonky because I kind of run out of space. I just
crammed it in there.
I just love that because that's how you get in historical
yeah.
thingies. Anyway.
Well done. That's an excellent finish.
And did you like the positioning of my name and the date?
Right up the top half.
Yeah,
I did. No, I didn't even notice that.
I was thinking of doing a little quilt star at the bottom, and then I thought, nah, I've done it. I've had enough.
Good job.
So I don't know what to make with this now. Do I make it into a blouse? Does it become a tablecloth?
Wear really quickly.
I know, but I was talking about this with my friend Donna He, who's Mexican. And Mexico is a country where adorned textiles are very much part of the daily life.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea that you're going to have an embroidered textile hanging is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you will have tablecloths and
Yeah.
dishcloths and things for your tortillas, and they'll be decorated.
It would make if you do your fancy hemming, that would make a lovely little cloth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
you
know
haven't
that
really
I
got
need
little
a lovely
tables
little
now.
cloth.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll think about it. But it's finished and it's going to go back in the roll, and life is good.
Excellent. Well done.
Yeah. So I was in a rush to finish this because I've started like 3 kabillion projects.
Yes.
Anyway, what about you?
Oh, so I have got no finished objects. What about whips?
Well, you start.
I'll start.
You start.
So Catherine and I started our linen and threads mystery samplers about the same time.
Mine is such a different kettle of fish.
It is a different. So this is one that's often referred to as Mum's one. It's one I'm doing for my mum.
As opposed to mine.
As opposed to yours, yep. And I didn't get a heck of a lot more done.
Done a bit.
This week I've done another bay, if you would.
Yeah.
But I love this.
It's so pretty.
So
Lift it up a
pretty.
wee bit. It's so pretty.
I'm pleased it's coming along.
I think Jude's just a bit upset. Is Jude?
Judy.
Judy is a bit upset about the delay.
She is, yeah.
Oh, but did you think seriously about my suggestion about a deadline?
Yes. So I've decided that we're going to get it done this year, and I'm going to try and stick to. So this here is April, and as there's like heaps more days in April, I'll get that finished. But no, I'm going to try and keep on it.
Have you worked it out? Oh no, it is April.
It's April.
I'm tired.
So I'm going to try and do like 20, like a thread a day.
So that means not 6 strands of a thread. That
No,
literally
just
means
one thread.
Okay,
and the threads are quite short because it's just one over one, and they're reasonably short because they get frail very quickly because you're pulling them through.
Yeah.
So
how's that going for you?
Oh, I haven't started it yet. I've just made it up now. So that is what I'm going to aim for. I'm going to try and keep to the months. So I've got to get April finished. I'll do April and May and May.
Okay, so I do love to manage.
Yes.
And I'm just wondering, could that be something that you work on at work in your lunch hour?
I'm not comfortable stitching at work.
Because I'm thinking of taking a piece of something. It might be my knitting or something, and leaving it at work.
Could do. I don't really have a formal hour. Like, I've got an hour, but
That could give you a formal hour.
could. Maybe. I will think about it.
Have a think. Oh my god, okay, right.
It's a bit hot.
I'm a bit hot.
It's warm in here.
Oh, the fire's come to life.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay,
Your whip.
my whip. Okay, I'll show you the whip that I was working on just before you arrived.
Excellent. I can see it already. It's
Yeah.
fabulous.
So this is my His Eye is on the Sparrow by Heartstring Samplery. And as you all know, I am going not with the somber theme.
She's jazzing it up.
I'm jazzing it up. So I have done Weird Bird. So we call this the bird dinosaur.
Bird dino. Nice.
Yeah.
Dino bird.
Because that's weird, right? And you can't really tell, but there's 3 different blues there.
you can tell in real life. I was
You
looking
can
at it
sort of,
before.
yeah. You can sort of tell there are 2 from here, I think.
And have you done the wee flower behind the deer? I think that's new. The wee red flower.
No, that's been there for weeks.
Oh.
Yeah, that was done at the same time as the deer, I think.
Oh, it's so
Yes,
good.
so one weird bird here, and then there'll be the other weird bird. Actually, now that I think about it, did I do it in the wrong direction? Because I just picked up the page. I didn't really look at.
No,
Oh
you've
no,
done
that's right. One almost regrets paying attention. So anyway, I'm super happy. I haven't made as much progress as I had hoped.
Oh, I think you've made great progress.
But that is life, you know. I was watching Mel from Patchy Pony Stitcher, and she was, I think she's in a transition period where she's trying to decide how she's going to Flosstube. Do I do it weekly? Do I do it fortnightly? Do I do a vlog type thing? And you know, and so she was she's tried a couple of things in the last month or so. And then she said, I've worked on other things, but if it's less than 300 stitches, I'm not going to show you because there's no point. And I was like, I'm sure this is about 100 stitches.
But it's like a whole motif. It's great.
Yeah, I don't, you know, whatever. I'm needy. I need to see you every fortnight. So, yeah. So anyway, I love my weird chicken.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yay for the weird chicken. So yeah. And I'm not selling this, am I? I'm just doing this.
you're doing that. That's on your lonesome.
I'm on my lonesome. Okay. So, but if you want to embroider ridiculous colors on this, go for it. Mm-hmm. Joyana. And I have to say, Victoria, I do have to say this. This is your bag of dregs.
Bag of beige.
I mean, the one of the blues that like a teal is actually from Peru, which always makes me happy.
Nice.
But the other colours have come from here, and it just makes me so happy. And I always mention you to Martin. I'll say, oh, I love this bag because it was from Victoria.
Brilliant.
So it's a lovely thing.
So the next one I've only done a little bit. I want to show you anyway. Is Merrily, Merrily We Welcome Spring.
So which is
also known as Catherine's one.
So this is mine, yeah.
By Blackbird Designs. And what did we get to? Oh, yeah, okay.
So pretty.
I've done the A, B, C, D of that alphabet. So see, I see your bird and raise you 3 letters or 4 letters. And this is...
Wait, it's quite a big alphabet, this one.
is the last alphabet. It goes on to the next line.
Hurrah!
But it is the last alphabet in this one. And then below that is just lots of different motifs.
You know how we were talking about how we both love the look of alphabets, but, you know, alphabets get
Doing
long?
them? Yep.
And then I do one in Spanish, which is an extra letter. What's wrong with me?
Anyway,
That is so pretty, though.
It is pretty. And it's coming along quite nicely.
We're forgetting to mention the fabrics. What fabric is that? Vintage mocha?
This is a vintage country mocha, 28 count.
Nice. People are interested.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one I'm working on is my Mexican one, which I love. So, oh my God, I posted on my Instagram. So there's a woman in Mexico. I've forgotten her name. Anyway, amazing. I've posted it on my Instagram and my stories. She's doing a video chat with another amazing Mexican woman, and they're going to talk about the very earliest sampler in Mexico.
Cool.
It's in Spanish, so you have 2 days to be bilingual. I mean, I'm not sure if there can be translation, whatever. Anyway, it's very exciting. Because I keep telling people, there's a lot out there in English. Like, run and do a Spanish one. If you... Oh, what's her name? I've forgotten her name. I'm sorry. So there is a lovely, lovely, lovely Flosstuber who has a Flosstube called It's Only Stitching. It's Only Stitching. She's great. And she lived in Peru for 6 months or so when she was a young'un.
Nice.
So, you know... People that have had a Peruvian experience, or they've gone to Spain or any Latin American country, or they have a neighbor that's Latin American, or they like Latin American food, do a Mexican sampler. That's my offering.
Good job.
Mexican sampler. Anyway, so this was a lovely thing where I messaged Victoria and I said, "Hi Victoria," because I was at home working from home without a car. Hi Victoria, are you going to Stitch Witches today? Clearly she wasn't going to. Because Victoria's too nice.
And if you are...
If you were to be going, could you get me 2 of these threads? Because I've run out. So she did.
Yeah.
And then I was able to continue and finish all the grid.
I was so impressed that you decided not to just choose another blue.
I know, but I love this blue.
It's stunning.
Right, okay, what number is it? Because this is important stuff, right?
I want to say it's 217, but I think I've got that wrong.
312.
312. I was really wrong.
It's a DMC 312. And oh my God, this is a thing of beauty.
It's lovely.
It is so beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. So it didn't even cross my mind to do a different colour.
Good.
I was like, I'm sure Victoria can go to.
The funniest bit though is that when I dropped it off after work and I rang the doorbell, Catherine had forgotten I was coming, and you told me that when you were walking to the door, you're like, "Who the hell?"
Yeah, I was effing and
visiting.
blinding.
I don't want to.
Who comes at this time? And then, but before I got to the door, I remembered it was Victoria being nice to me. So anyway, I've just finished the grid, and I just didn't have time to do anything else. But this pattern is based on a piece that's in a museum in Mexico. So yay, because we love Mexico and Mexicans, and it's just an amazing country. It's called Cuando se corona un gusto, when you crown a fancy, or when you crown a desire, something like that.
Cool.
Things don't translate like you think they would. If you want to get hold of it, you need to contact Yanni Stitcher. And you probably have heard of her because she does Flosstube in English and in Spanish. And actually, if you're a Merrily fan, she has hundreds. She's quite prolific. So, yeah, and she doesn't have a store, so you email her, and then she will send you a PayPal invoice and then email you the chart.
Nice.
I love it a lot. I love it a lot. And this is in my lovely bag that we got.
It is your lovely bag.
Which I love.
I love the hairy legs.
With the hairy legs, aka Argyle socks.
Nice.
Which are probably not Argyle socks. They're probably a Portuguese tradition. Because there's more to the world than things from English-speaking countries. Anyway, Mondine, which is a lovely...
English-speaking countries just go and colonise it all.
Well, I don't know.
Claim it of their own.
But anyway, they do look like hairy legs, which I thoroughly approve of. Yay.
Nice.
Okay.
So the next one I have been working on is Springfield 1817 sampler, which is this big bad boy here. It's big, it's a fat half, I think. And I'm doing it on 36 count salted caramel. And I did everything that's not the flower. So I did the crown, I started the alphabet, and I did a little bit of the border. It's subtle, but that border is 2 shades of green, and it's actually very lovely. And this is done on 36 salted caramel from number 12 Stitch Go. It's gonna be huge.
That is beautiful. I love that piece. And it amuses me that it's such a bright range of
so
colours.
bright, yeah.
And you're doing as called for.
Called for, all
Yeah,
called
yeah.
for DMC.
Yeah. Lovely. DMC is good for the bank, isn't it?
DMC is great.
Move things away. Okay, so we're... Okay. Okay, Victoria, I have not told you about this.
Ooh.
Okay.
What have you been working on?
Well, I had a word with myself.
Oh. Ooh.
So because... not that I think Susan has come to have a look at my Flosstube, but I had said that I'm working on a design of my own based on New Zealand. So it's like, you know, kind of you never show it because you don't do work on it. So I started work on... my
Oh my goodness!
New Zealand sampler. So
I know what you've done.
you won't know this if you don't live in New Zealand, but in New Zealand, so you might know this if you're interested in sport. So, what am I talking about? Anyway, there is a fern that's quite a significant sort of image for New Zealand, which is a silver fern. And the silver fern is just a fern, so just a plant. And the top of it is like a mossy green like ferns are, but the underneath is kind of like a silvery green. And so apparently, you might not know this, apparently back in the day, before the Europeans came to New Zealand, Maori would use the silver fern as guides. So they would be walking and they would like flip the fern to show the silvery side, and it would be reflected from the moon, and so they could see their path in the dark.
Wow, I did not
That's
know
what
that.
I heard.
That's
Like, you know,
awesome.
some of these things are kind of like you think they're going to be true and they're not. I don't know, but that's what I have
It's
heard.
an awesome story, or an awesome sounding tradition.
Yeah.
I choose to believe it is
Yeah,
true.
I think that's pretty great. So what I'm doing is, and also the other thing that I love is that I was explaining to Martin, almost the best thing about cross stitch is how ridiculous you can be, and it seems perfectly okay. So this fern is bigger than the house, than the library.
Yeah. Yeah, in real life, not that big.
No.
Not
Yeah, although there is a tree
tree version.
silver
Yeah.
fern, yeah. But yeah, it's not that big. But I've chosen to make it bigger than the house. And then I was doing it, and then of course then I was being judged by Victoria, even though she couldn't see me.
Judging?
No, you were in my head. You were judging me very hard in my head.
Excellent. What did you do?
Because
Did you have to
as you can see, there is a curve going on. So anyway, I'm delighted anyway. but there was a curve, and so I couldn't follow the vertical or the horizontal. I had to curve it, so I was working on the diagonal, which generally I don't mind, and I think that's fun. It doesn't have to be neat, certainly not for Catherine. But by the time I'd got here, it just looked messy. So this is when I undid the last leaflet, whatever they're called. I thought, you don't have to rush, Catherine. Just undo it and then have a think.
Yeah.
So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do the other side, because the little ones are kind of easy, and then I'm going to think about
Think
this.
about how to do the bigger ones.
Because the leaves are going to come to about here.
Yeah, and it fans out, doesn't it? So it's not just a...
Yeah, and I think I do have to work on it slowly.
You may even have to work on some halves, as opposed to...
Yeah, I don't want to. And then what I'm planning to do is there is also going to be a small one that falls here, but it's silver side up.
Nice.
So that's the idea. And I love it. I'm very happy that I pulled my finger out.
Fab.
So yeah. And of course, we've already talked about the fact that this will have New Zealand poetry, so that's great.
Oh yeah, you found your poem, didn't you?
You're thinking about something else, but yeah, it's going to be either Janet Frame or Catherine Mansfield. Yes. So yay.
Excellent.
And I can put my little book away. Yeah, because I'd got the silver fern from here, and then I figured out how to flip it on the camera. But I hadn't done that before.
Excellent.
I don't know. I mean, all the ferns look like ferns. What a surprise!
Particularly when they're in black and white.
There you go. I flipped it so that it would curve over the house.
Nice.
Because I'm
job.
that clever. I flipped it without asking Sophia or Christina.
I'm most impressed.
Which I think is pretty impressive. I'm going to be 50 in less than a month. So I was very impressed with myself. Thank you very much. So if anybody's making their own sampler, making it up, please let us know. It would be fun to follow you on Instagram and see the progress that you're making and how you're making choices and stuff.
Okay, so the next one from me, and the one that I must admit I've done the most work on, is the sampler company Brenda Keys. I think it's called the Red House Sampler. It hasn't just got the name on the front, that's all. And I'm going to call it and say, I know I've possibly got 2 wee motifs there, but I'm halfway through. So you may not recall where we were last time, but I have filled in all of the...
So you have?
Yeah,
so you have?
The border is all filled in and the last few are stitched.
Let's bring it forward. So look at the flowers. Aren't they gorgeous?
Pretty.
Gorgeous flowers. Because even when I last saw you, you hadn't finished
I
them.
know. This is some very wonderful coordinated movement.
It's like ballet, Flosstube ballet.
Yeah. So I'm super happy.
That looks
so I know
fabulous.
I just jabbed myself with the needle.
Great.
I know to be properly halfway, I probably would have had to have done those 2, but I just...
Halfway.
You know, brilliant.
Amazing.
Loving it. Love the bright colours on this.
See,
and this is on mystery linen that I had.
And that would make a great penny. It would make a great penny, wouldn't it?
It would make a fabulous penny.
A penny in the sense that you wouldn't use it for cooking, but you would just put it over your skirt when you go out and about.
Yes, in our poodle skirts.
What skirts?
Poodle skirts? The buffy ones?
Oh, I don't call them I just call them poofy skirts.
Poofy skirts.
Yeah. Great.
All right, now we're going to have a little bit of, not a break in the program. Oh no, have you got...
I've got one more.
She's got one more. I was about to do our big announcement.
No. I have a big announcement with this one though. I am excited.
What?
So this is my Under Forest Grow. So this is a sal. And I'm doing this one with Ella from Spectrum Stitcher, who is fabulous and is doing a lot of hexie quilting and garter stitch knitting at the moment, which is grand because I am totally behind a multi-crafter. So plenty of time. But I have done the first line on the verse that I have chosen. So I didn't want to have a religious verse.
And it's in English.
This one's in English. So the beauty of this chart, because however staunch I am about Spanish and all that, I am bilingual. My household is bilingual. I'm being generous to Martin here. But there are 2 trees with 2 bits of writing. So this one and that
there's
one.
one there. I'd forgotten there was a second.
Yeah, that one. So the Spanish one is going to have some very loud colour, so it's more visible. So I need to think. I actually thought that wouldn't it be lovely? It's not Spanish, but if I could find something beautiful about nature in Quechua, which is an official language in Peru. I have no Quechua blood. I don't have any indigenous blood, as far as I'm aware. But I am very pro-indigenous people, and I think it's fabulous how things are changing in Peru, and people are reclaiming their right to their language, and they're proud, and they're doing all sorts of things. And I've just discovered 3 new accounts where they teach you Quechua, so it's very exciting.
Excellent.
So I thought, ooh, wouldn't that be great? So anyway, nonetheless, I found the quote about the environment, and it's by Pete Seeger, and I got points with Martin, because Martin's all about music, and I'm ignorant. And I read him the quote, and I said, that's by Pete Seeger. He was an American folk singer and activist. And he said, you are right, and very good he was. And then he gave me that look that like, I didn't know you had it in you, Catherine. I was like, points to me. So the quote says, if it can't be reduced, reused, repaired, rebuilt, refurbished, refinished, resold, recycled, or composted, then it should be restricted, redesigned, or removed from production.
Yeah. Very cool.
The only bit that I don't like is resold, because unfortunately, especially with textiles, a lot of rubbish textiles are sold to developing countries, and then that's a problem for them to deal with. So, but I get the spirit, like, you know, there is value in like retrading things. Like, you know, I buy things from the op shop and that sort of thing. Anyway, so I'm so happy, and I started, of course, Victoria, bless her, she said, are you going to chart it?
I was looking and thinking, I bet she hasn't charted it. That's a lot of saying in a small bubble.
Yeah, she asked me. I was like, no. What?
It's going to be all crammed in. Like, it's going to get half the height.
Oh my God. So I thought about it, and I thought, wouldn't it be hilarious and wonderful if I ran out? If I run out of space here, I'm going to go down vertical, because I think that's funny.
That'd be fabulous.
Yes. So not only have I not charted it, but there's a few letters that they don't have. So they didn't have a capital I, so I made it up.
Good job.
Yeah, so. And I chose a random sort of pink reddish, which I love. And I can't see it because it's wrong way around, but it says, if it can't be reduced. So I've got my apostrophe in there, I've got a comma, I've got inverted comma. I'm just amazing.
Very happy with your punctuation.
I'm very happy with my punctuation. And I thought, when I sit down, I'll do another line.
Nice.
And then I will take a photo when I run out of space and send it to Victoria with massive... I'll find a cackling emoji.
It's not a great cackling emoji. I feel we would use that often.
There must be one. Anyway, I'm very happy with this. Yay.
It looks great. You should be.
Yeah, I'm very happy. But none of the shops have any charts for sale. I'm still waiting for 1 to 3 Stitch to have one. So I want to send it to a friend that wants to take part.
It's available in one of the shops in Christchurch, but I thought you kind of wanted it posted
want,
overseas. You don't want it in New Zealand.
I don't want to pay for the postage.
Yeah, which is why I didn't tell you.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm very happy with this.
So yes, it's in. If you are in New Zealand and you were looking for it, I think Art and Frame have it in Christchurch.
Okay, cool. And it's called And a Forest Grew, and the sal is with what you have sal, because the idea is that if you have the pattern, actually we don't even care if you don't have the pattern, you can choose anything if you want to use whatever fabric and whatever flosses. So initially the idea was, I'm just going to be myself, and Ella was going to use it as an excuse to not use the called for, to just, because she has a big stash, just to use colours that she has in her craft pantry.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So.
Apparently we have an announcement now, so I don't really know what this is about.
We do have an announcement. We've got a slight change to scheduling. That's what I'm after.
Oh.
So, Catherine and I have further whips, but our parcel arrived.
Oh gosh, yes. And I was so
It's a huge
good.
excitement.
I waited for you.
You did, you waited, and we opened it together. It was fabulous.
Yes.
So the next section is a mashup. We're doing a mashup
Okay.
of
She's younger.
a mashup of new things that we have started.
Okay. And also Victoria reminded me that the reason we did this shop,
It was our birthday shop.
yeah, it was our birthday shop, and I'd forgotten because it's my birthday soon. I'm gonna be 50.
Yeah, so we did it in
Very
between.
exciting.
Mine was in March, yours is in May, so we ordered it. It took
A month. It took about
to
a
get
month.
here.
It felt like 6 months.
I asked Catherine every day if it had arrived.
Yeah, it was funny. She was like, "Is it here yet?" It's like, ha 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 ha. But yeah, I had forgotten that it was our birthday shop. So, because I didn't want to have my significant milestone pass and like to not have received them. So we had to do it quite a lot in advance. Okay, so you start with something you got.
So this one actually didn't come in the 1, 2, 3 step. Actually, both of my... Have I not started any?
Yeah, because right now we're doing things you've started.
Yeah, that are new.
And they happen to be new.
So yeah, I've got two
So
new
there'll be a
things, but
mixture.
they didn't come in our thing.
Yeah.
So, Stitch Witches, I bought La Di Da's Sweet Pea, which is a wee bunny. It is a pair, or one of 3, but I don't think I'll do the third one, of Francis, which I bought a while ago, which I haven't started. But I have started Sweet Pea.
So that one came from abroad?
No, this one,
They're
they both
from
came
here.
from,
Okay.
yeah.
Stitch Witches, okay.
So, this is done on...
She's referring to her funky book.
My book.
Yes.
This is done on... It's got the Cold Thought 4 threads, which are a whole pile of DMC and different overdyed ones. And it is done on Fox and Rabbit Prehistoric 32 count.
Huh. I didn't know you'd got Fox and Rabbit.
I bought this when I went in on the weekend and bought other threads.
Ah. Great. It's nice to kind of like
Branch
take another company that you've tried
Yeah,
it.
this is-
It feels softer just from the look of it.
It's really nice. So
Like a good floppy
It's-
quality, not
yeah.
stiff.
It's perhaps a little darker than I had initially wanted, but I actually think it's going to look lovely with the selected colours.
Nice.
It's cute.
Nice. It looks bigger than I thought it was going to be. Because first I thought it was going to be giant, and then we
Yeah.
were wrong. But this one looks bigger than I imagine it.
But I think once you stitch it together and it gets the 3D-ness,
Yeah. Are you happy? Are you enjoying it?
I'm very much. It's a lovely, easy stitch.
And that's an alphabet that you're doing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an alphabet, but it's only like half an alphabet. Where does it go? It goes from A to H.
Grand.
And the flowers and things.
And that's going to be a sort of pincushiony adornment type thingy.
An ornament, yeah, I'm not even sure if it's pincushion, it's just a...
I mean, it'll be soft. You can stick things in it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Very
You
good. What am I? Oh, okay. So, yeah. So we'll do what you did. So, this is something I've started, but not from the parcel. We'd actually got this from Stitch Witches as well, and this is by Stacey Nash Primitives. I actually adore everything Stacey Nash has produced.
She's got lovely stuff.
But I have good restraint. But I just, when I saw the Rose Cottage Sampler pin keep, it's called a pin keep. So reasons to buy it. Stacey Nash is called a pin keep. It's enormous. So it's funny. It's like a pin cushion that's too big to be a pin cushion. So
and the
that
bottom
amuses me.
row is my favourite.
Oh, okay. Tiny little start, less than 300 stitches. But, oh, hang on, let me just move. And again, I'm not using the colours that they suggest. I'm using whatever I have in my. But I just love this because
oh god, it is huge.
it is big, isn't it? That's like, it goes from here to here because some of the colour fades. So it's from here to here, and from there to there. It's quite a big
A big
pin cushion.
square.
So it's like 20 by 20. Yep,
Nice.
20 by 20-ish. It's actually not a square. One side is shorter. But I just really wanted to get started. This fabric I had dyed myself. When I did that...
We did the Ada,
When
and
I
you
did
did
the
the stuff
Ada,
for me.
I
Yep.
did it with avocados, and I dyed this as well. And I love it. So I was quite keen. A trick that I've decided I'm going to start using is that when I dye fabric, I'm only going to use the linen for the front, and I'm going to use sewing fabric for the back. Because I've seen in some projects they actually do the back with the linen as well. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Even if they have cross stitch on the back, I will do a tiny sliver of cross stitch with linen, and then the rest will be like sewing fabric, because linen is really expensive.
Yeah.
And you know, it'll make it look wonky, so I love it. So anyway, I'm really happy with the fabric, and I'm really happy with this. I'm aiming to go for this sort of faded, worn quality look.
Nice.
So I don't, this won't have my big bright colours that I normally choose. So yeah.
Oh no, the orange is still...
What?
You're doing that with the orange that you've done your friends and family with.
No, this is a completely different orange.
Oh, it is too.
This is a leftover that someone had given me.
Sure.
So not that orange. And it was really interesting because there are parts that are actually like the fabric. But I just liked that faded look. I still haven't been able to find a Stacey Nash interview. If someone knows of an interview on YouTube, can you please let me know? You can't send the link because YouTube doesn't like it if you comment with a link. It will disappear. Your comment will disappear. I'll see it on my phone, but then it will disappear. I won't be able to access it. So if you do know of it, if you just tell me what the video is called, I'll be able to find it. But I love listening to interviews of the people I admire. So I think it would be a neat thing. And yes, and I've done our working copy because I'm not kind.
I always do a working copy.
And I probably will give the pattern to Victoria after, because Victoria loves it too.
Yep, can I show them? If you didn't see it before,
Oh,
that
yes.
bottom row of like it's ducks or something on a pond. Oh, I love it.
So funny, isn't it?
It's gorgeous.
What do I love about it? I mean, I love the house.
The whole thing is stunning, but
It's just, I just love it. Stacey Nash. Maybe it's something in the water. She's put something in our water. Everybody loves Stacey Nash. I don't know anyone that's like, I know everybody loves Stacey Nash, but I don't. Nobody says that.
she's fantastic.
Yes, grand.
All right.
Okay, so that's that.
So the next one that I've started is the latest.
Again, not from the packet.
Again, not from the packet. This is from Creative Poppy, so it's a downloaded PDF. Is Barbara Anna's new one, even though I haven't done her previous one.
So when did you get this?
Saturday?
We have secrets now.
No, Sunday. I went to work on Sunday to
We
make my
have
floss tops.
secrets now.
I know I didn't tell you because I knew you'd judge.
You can't take judging away from me. That's half the fun.
So this is, and I particularly love this one because it's underwater and it looks like a mermaid, even though it's not.
That looks like a tail of a mermaid.
It does, eh?
It's got that hint of.
Lovely. And so it's called Sailing Dreams.
So is this the Sal as well?
No, it's just she's just released it. Released the whole thing at once. And I'm doing this on
Oh, of course she has. This is where you have the picture.
40 Count Lagoon from Country Stitch. So it's on this mottled green. So I've changed up the fabric, but it's called 4 DMC threads.
Grand.
Isn't it pretty?
You have got a few of hers now.
I do, I love her Dreaming series.
I'm just thinking about displays. Oh, you haven't told them about what you've done in your sitting room.
Oh, yes. Well, we'll do it next time we're at my place.
Yes, great. Yes. Because I think you've got, is this a third one?
This will be the third one that I've started,
Yeah.
but I've got about 8 of her patterns.
You have no restraint. I
have
took
no
all the
restraint.
restraint.
No restraint. And that's that's my new whips done.
There's no restraint as far as cross stitch is concerned.
Excellent.
You have restraint in other areas.
Yes.
I did not stop with the
No.
new start. But they're tiny. They're tiny, tiny, tiny. So Mel from Patchy Pony Stitcher. So if you're interested in what she does, she lives in Tasmania, which is cool. I fancy going to Tasmania. So Tasmania is an island that is part of Australia. And we often joke about it with my friends here because I really want to go to Tasmania, which is hilarious because it'll be like leaving Dunedin to arrive in Dunedin, only it's called Tasmania. Lots of greenery and mountains and lots of arty people. So I've been to Tasmania, yeah. Anyway, Mel lives there, and she had said in her Flosstube more than a couple of weeks ago that, sorry, Catherine, I did manage to find a copy. not a copy, like an original. She bought it online. I think she bought it from Fox and Rabbit, actually, from their shop. Anyway, I was like, what? I did go back and look at them, and they didn't have anything. So then I was like, be my friend. And I messaged her on Instagram. Shall we do a sale together? She was very gracious. Anyway, I finally bought this. So I found it. So what's the name of the designer? Heartstring Samplery. Of course, they have their own shop. And they had downloadables. And I was going to do it straight away, but I actually had no money. I had no spare cash. No, that's not true. I couldn't justify buying it. That's really what it boils down to. At the time, I couldn't justify buying it. I knew I had to wait. So I probably waited a month. And then it arrived and, oh my God, can I just say, like, even if I didn't stitch it, the pattern on that quilt, so good. Like, she really knows her audience. This is another one. She's great. Anyway, Consider the Lilies. We're doing a sale. And we were like, oh, we need a hashtag. So the hashtag is Across the Tasman Lilies.
Nice.
Because the sea that's between New Zealand and Tasmania is called the Tasman Sea. So Across the Tasman and Lilies, because this is called Consider the Lilies. And we kind of wanted to have like a New Zealand, Australia sort of angle. So Mel did a really good job of being very welcome and inviting people to join us. And I'm doing a clunky effort, so if you want to join us, come along. So anyway, I am very proud of this fabric because I bought this fabric from Number 12 Stitch Co., which is Nicola, who, tell me, do you buy from Nicola? Is she just lovely to everyone? Because she's so lovely. Like, she comments on my Instagram.
Yeah.
She's very encouraging. But, you know, we're not friends, but she's just so lovely and encouraging and really friendly and just all good things. So anyway, I knew she'd hurt her hand.
Yeah, she's had surgery on her hand, hasn't she?
No, I don't think so. She just needed to rest it.
Oh.
And I was just like, oh, can you sell me some untitled linen? And only afterwards I realised that I had asked her on a Friday evening and she would have had to cut it with her hand. Bad Catherine. Anyway, she did sell me the fabric, which took a wee while to arrive because Australia and New Zealand. But I got it, and then I dyed it.
And it's looking great.
I've dyed this with New Zealand flax. And I meant to print a thing to show you what New Zealand flax looks like. But Google New Zealand flax. Long, strappy leaves. And of course, New Zealand flax is what you use to weave the Maori kete, which are the baskets and the handbags, and all those are woven with flax. So really special New Zealand plant, and I just really wanted to have something that was New Zealand, and it actually looks a little bit like the color that you get when you dye with avocado pips.
Yeah.
Pips, yeah?
Yeah.
Or stones, I don't know. I get confused with olives as well, how you say it. Anyway, so happy with the color. So I mordanted this with soya milk, which I hadn't done before. So that was interesting. And I found out all about soya mordanting. So it's not a chemical mordanting, it's a physical mordanting. So the protein from the soya milk attaches to the fabric and the color attaches to the soya.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
So there's no chemical changing that happens, like with chemical mordanting, which can be natural chemicals, because I do natural dyeing. It's a chemical change, but no, this is a physical situation. Anyway, I did it. This was a 40 count. I'm not sure this is a 40 count anymore. It's so little. Anyway, I picked a green from my collection. It says 580. What could this be? DMC or Anchor? Who knows? I just eyeballed it. I looked at it and I thought, well, this is the border and it has flowers, so it's got to be some sort of green, right? So this is a green, and I love it because, of course, this is a very bright. The color palette is very bright for this one.
Yeah, much more so than Consider the Lilies.
Yeah, but I'm gonna just make it wild. And the forest grew.
No, Sparrow one.
Oh, his eyes on the sparrow.
That's the one.
Come to us for facts. But I'm still going to choose my wild and wacky bright colours. Not necessarily the ones they suggest.
Nice.
So anyway, look at this. And can I just say, I'm amazing. Look at that. Pretty. Now, from eyeballing it, what count do you think? I'm making 46.
I don't know, it does look like my 40s, but my 40s are all over dyed as well, so it probably is.
Yeah.
It does shrink.
I didn't mean to measure it, but I didn't. And I am trying to have 2 inches at the border.
Good for you.
Have I managed? Do you think that's 2 inches?
No.
You know, 1 inch is like 2.5 centimeters. That's
Yeah.
about 5 centimeters. Just.
Yeah.
Just.
If you pull the fabric tight.
Just. Don't be like that. Have we got measuring tape?
Wow.
I am so cheap. It comes from being cheap because I'm like, oh, I could do.
No,
I could do
haven't got my
something else.
measuring tape.
That's okay. I win.
Yeah, we'll just say you're right.
I am correct. Anyway, it's very beautiful.
It's
So,
lovely.
if someone out there in the Flosstube verse feels inspired to do some natural dyeing, let me know. I would love to see your results on Instagram. And if you try new things.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So anyway, massive piece.
Yeah, it won't take that much.
No, but I'm keeping it safe. I'm keeping it safe. So that's one piece. So remember that's our sal across the Tasman lilies. There's loads of people selling this with different things. So I put the hashtag consider the lilies and I put our hashtag across the Tasman lilies. So that's that. Then, not only but also, I got this book when we went to Stitch Witches a couple of months ago, Ooh La La. And the reason I got the book was, it has lots of lovely things, but really, it was all about this pin cushion. Because the pin cushion was a little bit forlorn, but this looks like a quilt. And in fact, like this is the new version. Isn't that just about the most beautiful thing ever?
It's gorgeous.
In the history of beautiful things.
Is that a wee chicken on the end? Ah, it
Yes.
is. Nice.
Yes. So it's so beautiful. Anyway, I'm not going to do the same colouring. So I've got my working copy, which I will use to show you because it's easier to handle. So you can see here, this is very muted. It's got a border. It's very muted. True to form. This is special. So Paula from Portugal gave me this.
That's your Christmas.
This is my Christmas floss that she sent me all the way from Portugal. So this was super special. I did not want it to fall to the bottom of my basket of flosses. I wanted it to be special. And I love this pattern. And I thought, oh, what could be better? What could be better?
Oh, it's a fabulous size too.
Yes. This is not more like a normal
Yeah.
So this is it. I've done the border.
Oh, it looks great.
And I'm going to incorporate some of the oranges in the actual cross stitch, but I was just really tired. I had to stop. You may notice that there's not a lot of space here. So what I'm going to do, because I have been a little bit silly by not counting properly, because, yeah, I'm going to do a French seam. So the way you do a French seam is that you will put it wrong sides together. So wrong sides together. And see, wrong side. And then I'm going to stitch a line down here. And then I'm going to turn it around. And then I'm going to enclose that line with a new line of stitching. Go and Google French seams. It's a really secure way of making sure that your work doesn't fray. So because basically what it's doing is hiding the first seam within another seam. So that gives me the confidence that this is going to work. I just need to make sure that it doesn't fray in the meantime. But what I thought I would do, I actually thought that I would start my seaming. It's not going to be with this linen, so the back's probably going to just be fabric. I will actually do my initial seam now so that it's a bit more protected. So anyway, it's fabulous. Isn't that a great border? I actually thought I could see myself doing like 20 of these. I love it so much.
The size is great.
And this was very potato chippy, this pattern of 3. It's just like once I figured out how to do it, so it was always like just one stitch away, one stitch away. It was very, very relaxing. You didn't think. So I've got enough space to do a few.
Nice.
And I think this was one of the first linens that I bought. I keep all my little bits because you never know.
That looks like flax, I think.
Yeah. So this orange, yeah, possibly. Yeah, that rings a bell too. This orange is DMC number 948. 946. It's a gorgeous, intense orange. Gorgeous, intense orange. Thank you, Paula. I really appreciated this gift. So beautiful. So that's all that I've started, but I just have one more thing to show you from the cross stitchness.
Oh, you haven't started it yet. So this is a new section. This is I'm not a shop but or a stitch pantry.
Stitch pantry. My craft pantry. So
You go for it.
I'm just trying to think if that was the only thing, the last thing I got. But anyway, I had ordered Dutch Beauty by Permin. So this is a pattern from the Low Countries. It's very beautiful. Embroidered in 1790. Tons of people are doing it. Kim from the Contented Stitcher has done just this bit. Susan from A Stitch in Time, she is like pedaling through this. I think she's choosing to do a page a month.
Wow.
Like, I think she's finished the whole top area. It's amazing how much progress she's made. Okay, so I don't even look at what they suggest. I dyed my own fabric.
I love this. It's so cool.
Okay, so this is the linen from Nicola from number 12 Stitch Co. So it was a white. And I mordanted it with soy milk as well. So I did it all at the same time. And then I dyed this with buddleia. So you can dye with the flowers, buddleia flowers. But normally people are really familiar with the purple flowers. But this is a yellow buddleia called buddleia weseriana, I think. Anyway, it's like little pompon yellow, bright yellow flowers. And so there's a pest of a plant. It's a noxious weed in New Zealand. We have lots of plants that are considered noxious weeds because they grow to... Yep. The New Zealand climate's incredible. Like, weeds grow like you're feeding them God knows what. So there's this enormous bush at the bottom of the corner street. So I can just harvest to my heart's content. Like, nature will appreciate it. And you harvest them when they're bright yellow, and then you can dry them. So I had a massive pot for about 2 years. Finally used it all up. But anyway, so I was dyeing this when I was chatting with Deborah and her friends on Zoom. And so I was able to show them. And this is the most glorious bright yellow, isn't it?
It's fabulous. I'm not sure if it's coming across, but it's just gorgeous.
So cool. So I'm really happy. And then, of course, there was too much colour left, so I threw in... I didn't even skein it. I just threw in some mohair because I mixed this with other yarn to knit things. I dyed a whole ton of stuff. I dyed pillowcases. There's a lot of yellow in the house now. So anyway, but this is so beautiful. So I was never going to do the pale palette of colours. I was always going to use brights. So I just need to make sure that, of course, they're seen. I want them to be visible. So it's going to be... I'm thinking girl with a pearl earring.
Ooh.
What's the name of the... No, what I mean is like the painter.
Yep.
Colin Firth.
Colin Firth, that's what I'm thinking, Colin Firth,
okay.
yeah.
You know the blue that they used to use with lapis lazuli?
Yep.
I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of that blue in there because it's just so beautiful. It's a little bit like the blue from my other thing. So this chart, even though it's so massive, it actually only uses, I don't know, I want to say 7 colours. It's not many. It really, the palette is small.
Maybe
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 colours for a massive. I mean, look at the size of this. I mean, there's a little bit of extra.
But it is a large one.
It is a large one.
Others I've seen do it.
So I'm thinking I am going to pre-choose my colours. I mean, I think can change, but I'm going to pre-choose my colours. But I'm thinking I really want that vibrant blue in there.
Are you thinking you'll just stitch with 12, or are you going to just...
I mean, who knows, Victoria? You know me. I could get bored.
You could.
And I also really like the idea of running out on purpose. I just think it's fun. So anyway, delighted about this. If you've ever tried dyeing with Buddleia, let me know. If there's a natural dyer out there, I'd be really interested in developing friendships with natural dyers. That would be cool. Great if you're in New Zealand, potential new friends, but also anywhere in the world, because we're all connected now. So it would be really cool. So that's it.
Nice.
And I'm never going to buy anything again because I've got
Yes, you're stocked up now.
3 billion enormous projects.
Enormous, yeah. You've gone for the large.
I've gone for the large. So Victoria will keep you entertained with like little things because you like the
You
little...
got more, didn't you?
That's what I was wondering. That's why I looked at you like, is that all I have?
Maybe it was.
Oh no, I do because there's that blue one. And they're here.
Yeah. She's just moved. I'll show you one of mine.
50 this year.
Yeah, I was going to say, we went all out. We did a big shop.
Yes.
So, another la-di-da. Saltbox Stitcher did a parade of her la-di-da patterns, and I got a lot of them. So this is A, B, C, D. It's just an alphabet. Well, not just an alphabet. Sort of Art Nouveau type style. I thought it was gorgeous, and I'm going to do it. I will not be following the instructions for the linen or the threads for that.
Yeah,
I'll be choosing my own one.
Yeah, because if you have that, because you've got a few overdyed that are kind of beautiful, that
yeah.
you don't finish them in a project. Do you?
No, they tend to just use a small amount.
Yeah.
So that's my first one.
Yeah.
I'll show another one while you sort yours out.
No, I'm happy for you to show all of yours.
Another la-di-da. This was suggested to me by Catherine.
Because I think it's really funny to tempt you.
Victoria,
you would love this.
Straight onto the wish list.
But it also makes me really happy that I know your taste now.
3 lilies, more alphabets. I'm really, really attracted to alphabets. Don't enjoy stitching them so much.
But you enjoy having them.
I do.
Oh gosh, so beautiful.
That's just lovely. So I got that one. I bought, this is my...
I think Kim would like this one. Kim from Cataloging My Stitches. Kim?
Yeah. I bought my first Hands Across the Sea sampler, and I chose to do, who is this? Anne Oliver, 1845. I loved it because it's got really bright colours in it. There's also...
Gorgeous.
There's a religious verse in it, but I think I will swap it out for something that's more meaningful to me. Which I don't think is...
That's perfectly great.
Yeah. But it's cool, there's like a history on the...
And you've got the new system with a ring binder.
Didn't photocopy it for a working copy. I think that it's on a really high quality glossy page. I don't think, if you're someone who doesn't use pencil to cross out their patterns, I don't think you need a working copy of this. And
also the way you store them, they won't bend. Whilst I put them in cloth bags and I shove them in, so I need to be more careful. You're very careful with your patterns.
And it's it's cute.
And what a frame.
Oh, it is another frame. The next one I got was Sisters by Blackbird Design. This is a reprint of the book. I can't remember what drew me to it. But it's got some lovely samplers in there.
I think they just have really amazing marketing, and so you just want
really
everything.
These are...
What we're buying into is like the whole decor.
Oh yeah.
And they will be very pretty when you've done them.
I really like this, but I think I would do it and choose my own colour scheme so it's less Halloween-y.
Is it Halloween? Does it look Halloween-y?
It looks really Halloween-y to me because it's all the oranges.
Yes.
But it's actually a lovely little pattern.
And it is for October.
Oh, it is for October. It's got ghosts in the saying. I've just read it, so maybe it has to stay. No. I don't think, though, I would do the big face. I don't like the face. But then that might be something that grows on me and it turns out to be my favourite.
Anyway, just see how you feel, right?
Yeah. And what else? Oh, Peace and Plenty. And...
I like that one because I think it's quilty.
Yeah, Witch No More.
Oh my lord, look at the time.
Alright, we'll speed it up.
Nah, have a cup of tea. pause it,
Yeah.
have a cup of tea. We're going to be here another 25 minutes.
Now, I bought this one because Saltbox Stitcher has this sitting behind her, and it's growing on me as I've been watching her videos. It's the Red Deer Sampler.
And it looks so much better in
From
real
Gigi R.
life. Yeah.
So, Gigi R photographed the original, it's a reproduction, so they photograph and put the original one on their front cover. So, you know, it's got 100 years worth of battering and fading and, you know, being in and out. But if you watch Saltbox Stitcher, you'll be familiar with this because it sits right by side her shoulder on her wall. So I'm very excited to start that one. And last but not least, the one that it's interesting. The one I was most excited for turned out to be not the one that I'm really geared up and wanting to stitch. I want to stitch this. It's ATS 1871 by Gigi R. Now, this bit here is a blow up of part of that. So this here is the actual stitch. And it's so crazy. It's got like a big lion in it and a tiny...
A lion? Oh yeah, it has
big
a big
lion and like a tiny frog.
There's a house, isn't there?
There's a house and there's like a bird house and then
that
there's...
looks like a dovecot.
Could well be. And then there's this giant peacock down here.
Do you think you'll keep to the colouring?
Yes, I've bought I've got most of the colours now.
What company are they?
They're Classic Colourworks.
Okay. Aren't we lucky that we can get stuff like that here now?
We're very lucky. This isn't all of them, but it's a fair chunk of them. Look at those colours. It's going to be just spectacular.
I love the greens. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And look at that pink. And there is a fabulous lady with a fabulous pinafore.
Yeah.
Look at the fabulous lady with a fabulous pinafore. Just there.
It's great. I think this one is going to be, it's quite hard to see on the picture, but looking at the pattern, I think this is going to be one of my faves. Oh, I have a present for you.
Oh.
Do you want an offcut?
Yes. Great. Thank you. I'll take drags. Thank you. This is lovely. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
You're too sweet. I really do need to do something nice for you because
because I give you the little like 2 inches of...
Thanks.
And those were my new purchases.
Oh, that's right, because I did ask you, because I fancy doing that thing where you sew two together. Yes, yes. Yeah, we did very well with our purchases, didn't we? Okay, so I've just got 3 more to show you.
Oh, yes.
Okay, this one. So we already know that I'm more of a book person than a single pattern person. And so I ordered this.
It's spectacular.
Which is by Teresa Kitten Stitcher. And when she was talking about her book, I was like, oh, I love everything about that. There is, so this is a book, it's a booklet really. A little bit like the Blackbird
Very similar
style.
in size.
Yeah, and it's printed by the same company apparently, which is amazing. That must have made her life a lot easier. But I just really love that she's been very generous with the information she gives. So there's essays, so every piece comes with an essay. Who doesn't love an essay? And I love a red sampler. I get a bit tired making them embroidered. You all right, darling?
Yeah, please.
Martin's been poorly.
Oh, and he's waiting for us to finish and we're still going.
Yeah, we're just going, sorry, darling, we love you. He's been poorly today. Anyway, okay. I've got to show you this. I've got to show you this. My giddy aunt. Oh. Okay, we'll do it later. Okay. Okay, hello.
Yeah.
We have told you the story. So when Victoria and when I discovered Flosstube, I needed like something to really take my mind off things, I think. And I used to cross stitch a long time ago. I've told this story. But I fell down the rabbit hole of cross stitch, and Victoria and I have been friends for years. But the last couple of years before this whole Flosstube thing, our friendship was really about playing the ukulele. Can you let the doggy in?
I can let the doggy in.
So it was about playing the ukulele. We would meet every 2 weeks and we would play the ukulele.
How long has it been since we played the ukulele now, Catherine?
I know. And I texted Victoria obsessively for days and days until she finally realized I was serious. I was like,
Yep.
Victoria, I need to cross stitch. I am obsessed. Oh my God, Victoria, look at this. I am obsessed. And I don't think she clicked.
No, I didn't.
Eventually she clicked. And one of the things that we said at the beginning is like, but we're not going to become the sort of people that do pin cushions, right?
No, we don't do pin cushions, we do pin keeps.
So, I know, we're all about the pin cushions now. But this is not exactly the one I've seen, but I've seen something similar. I've got it on my Pinterest board. It's so beautiful, so I'm so happy there is this. I'm all about the pin cushions.
Yeah.
And I love saying pin keep as well.
Oh, it's gorgeous. So if you're on the fence about this book, get it.
I think it's really
gorgeous
worth
book.
it. I mean, I can't even remember how much I paid, to be honest. There was no sale or anything. It was just a going rate. I think it's really worth it. If you, okay, let's be honest. If you're a librarian, you're going to get this because it's a book. But also, if you have historian sort of leanings, if you're interested in feminism and women, if you're a woman, there's just so many reasons why you would want this.
Yeah.
I just think it's so worth it. She's done a beautiful job. So, Zeb, did you get your copy? Because we talked about that. Because postage to New Zealand was problematic, and she was helpful, and she gave me a couple of ideas. Anyway, I love this so much. Another thing that they've got is like I love marking, like cross stitches markings for linen in the olden days. But I quite fancy the idea of making bedding with cross stitch markings. Wouldn't that be cute? Look at that. Anyway, I'll stop gushing. I love it.
It's a great book.
I am very happy with it. Yes. So that was one of my purchases. So this is called Red Letter Day by Teresa Burnett. Okay. Then I became obsessed with Isabella Uffindell. And of course this is a pair of samplers. This is by Hands Across the Sea. And normally I love all the bright colours, but this isn't as bright as some of them. But I love both the Uffindell charts. But the other, is it Sarah Uffindell? I don't know. Whatever the other woman was called, she has conifers. I don't like them. I don't like conifers.
I love how that's you've decided between the two. Getting one without the conifers.
It was completely. It was like, oh no, we don't want conifers. Oh my god, look at the border. Love it. So anyway, I must follow the hashtag actually because there's loads of people that have done this. I will of course be choosing my own colours. But we were both, well I certainly was, I think you were as well, like trying to buy things that we haven't got already.
By designers we haven't got, yeah. So these are my first Gigi R ones and I bought two because that's the way I roll.
Yeah. And then the last one that I've got is one by Needlework Press and it's called Sarah Barker 1840. And yes, I got it because of the turquoise.
It's gorgeous.
I just love
And you'll
it
still
so
do your own
much.
colours.
No, I probably will do turquoise, but I'm not bothered about what
No.
turquoise.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Created for your stitching pleasure.
Yeah, it made me laugh because there's another pattern that I really like because it's purple. Sorry, turquoise, but there is no pattern. It's just in a museum in New York. I love it so much. I've just printed a copy, a photo from Pinterest, and I've just got it on my wall. That'll do me for the time being. But this is really beautiful. The quality of the pattern is really impressive as well. There's some lovely designs. I'm really happy. I'm really happy with my purchases. That was a happy day.
Me too.
I tortured Martin. I made him look at them.
Good on you. Good on you.
I picked my moment. Just Martin's not a night person. He's a morning person. I am the night person. Just was like, all right, night, night, sweetie. Darling, shall I show you my new patterns? Yeah. Shall I just speed go through this?
Yes, so that's the end of the cross-stitch portion at what will be our longest video ever.
Yeah. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I am knitting my thingy. I'm knitting my vest.
Ooh,
And I
going
just-
well.
Yes, I take this one to work because I can do it without thinking. But I've actually split it now because I've got a few shirts that are quite low. So I actually need the sleeve, this armhole to be quite low. So I've made it quite low. And also, at age almost 50, I've decided I'm with the cool kids and I'm doing a high-low hem. With a split high-low hem.
Nice.
How cool am I?
Very cool.
One of my colleagues in my new job, terribly young, I'm probably twice her age, she was wearing a high-low hem and I was like, oh, I'll have one too. So I'm really enjoying that. This is my recycled yarn from a jumper that I had. So that's been good. It's actually cold. Have you noticed that it's cold? My hands are cold
It's
in
cold.
the
I
morning.
turned the heater on yesterday.
Just now?
Yeah. But you know, I avoid turning the heater on at all.
But when you're out and about, don't you feel like I suddenly felt like I need fingerless gloves?
I've had to bring my winter coat out.
Okay.
It's at that stage.
It's at that stage now, yeah. So that. Next thing, I'm doing my 19th century, I just got lipstick on it. I felt it. Anyway, whilst I was with Victoria and her friend Claire in Victoria's house, I made some progress.
You did get lipstick on it.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Ja! This is annoying. Oh, anyway. Isn't this gorgeous?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Love it. And I also did this one. These are like non-existent flowers, made up. So this one. I think was that it? Or did I do one more? Oh yeah, I started this one, which you barely can see. It's going to be a daisy. So the center is yellow. So I'm super excited about this. And it's now actually cold enough that I could wear this.
Yeah.
I was thinking that I might wear it to work tomorrow because it's Friday and...
Do you want to leave it out so you can sponge the lipstick off?
No, that will not get sponged off because life. Just very quickly, I'll show you this. I got this from the op shop, so I'm going to decorate this as well.
Oh, that's perfect for decoration.
Yes, and this one's better because it's got pockets.
Oh, nice.
And this was $6 from the op shop.
Bargain.
No, Victoria. So I got to the checkout and I was like, $6. All right, Catherine, you can afford it. And then it was 50% off for Women's Day, so it was $3. It was like women's event, so it wasn't International Women's Day. It was just like on that day.
Yep.
Women's clothing was half price.
See, I think even at $6, it would have been a bargain.
Yeah, but I'm cheap. And it fits.
Excellent. That's always a bonus.
It's always a bonus, isn't it? You know.
Whether you paid $6 or $3, a fitting top is
$3. It's $3. Okay, so I'll show you this one after. So, quilt situation. I don't know how far I showed. I think I've shown you this already.
You were tossing up, I believe, between the turquoise and the blue.
That's right. People voted, and before anybody else voted the way that I didn't want it to vote, I took it. So 3 people or 4 people voted Bahamas. So Bahamas it is.
Oh, I liked the turquoise.
But it's not turquoise, it's green.
Oh, the green.
This was the turquoise.
No, that's blue.
Noah. Anyway, people said Bahamas. I was like, I'm running to get the Bahamas before people vote for the other one.
It's gorgeous.
And then on this, someone suggested, and I'm sorry, I've forgotten your name because I'm rubbish, but someone suggested that the green for the back.
Nice.
So that's what I've
Good
done.
call.
Yeah.
Sorry, I spoiled that reveal.
Oh, it's okay. And I used some of the front fabric for the sides as well because I quite like the story to continue on the other side.
Lovely.
So can you hold this for a sec, like that? And I bought for the prince. Oh my goodness, I paid $5.
Oh, you big spender.
No, this was half price. This was from Stitch Kitchen. I was thinking this for the border.
Oh, yes.
Yes, yeah?
Yeah, I love a yellow.
Great. We voted.
Done.
I listen to you sometimes.
I said what you want.
Yeah, I said something, you agreed, and that seemed to work. So anyway, this hopefully...
we're losing a pen. Just there.
Okay. And so I haven't made progress because I had to go to Waikouaiti to collect my pearl cotton for quilting. So now I can make progress. Do you know last time we podcasted it felt it had been 6 months? Mm-hmm. This time it feels like it's 3 minutes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I think it feels like we've done ages.
No, it feels like it's been 3 minutes.
I'm so excited. I'm going to start this one tomorrow because I had to order. I didn't have any fabric pieces big enough. So I had to order some that arrived today.
Oh, great. I just wanted to show you this. So this was the cheapie that I bought from Stitch Kitchen. Mm-hmm. It's mordanted. So I'm going to dye it. It's pretty long. Like this is double the fabric. So it's pretty long, but a reasonable size. So I'm going to cut it into various sections and dye it naturally in different ways.
Excellent.
Because I think that will be fun. What count do you think it is?
Oh, I think it might be a 32.
Okay. I will measure them, but yeah, I'm quite excited.
Could be a 34.
I'll measure it. I mean, I'll measure it now because it'll change again when I die.
Yeah.
Blimey.
Excellent. Is that us?
I think.
Is there something in here you wanted to show?
Oh yes. So I finally.
Sorry, people. You thought you could escape.
So I finally started the quilt for my daughter-in-law, and I kind of got stuck. You know, it turns out that basically doing a commission is too hard. That is not the way I want to operate. But anyway, I have promised Asma that I would make her a quilt, and she is lovely, and I would like to make her happy. So, from her wedding outfit, we have this terracotta red and this creamy linen. And I'm just adding other colours. But I am out of more linen colours, so I need to go op shop and try and find linen colours, because I cannot just work with that terracotta red.
That's not linen, is it? The yellow? Because the yellow would look lovely with that.
No, the yellow's not linen. And this particular section is going to be 2 wedding rings appliqued onto fabric, and then I haven't decided on the rest of the quilt. The rest of the quilt won't be linen.
Yeah.
But this particular section will be. So I have cut out all my little sections, and I'm doing it with English paper piecing just because it's fun. And I watched lots of repeats. I watched The Two Popes.
Oh, I like that film.
That is a great film. Yeah, I watched lots of repeated programs doing that. So it's
Excellent.
fun. Yeah.
That's
it. That is it.
If you've made it this far, thank you very much.
No, it
it's
isn't.
not.
No, it isn't. Just 2 very quick things. 2 shout outs. First shout out, I would like to welcome Jess. So she is a new Flosstuber. She is a New Zealander that lives in Auckland. And you would like her because she does the fun and bright and funky
Excellent.
sort of, like the circular things that you download and stuff. So she does that. Anyway, she's kind of cool. I've only watched half her first Flosstube because work got in the way. I had to leave. I had to leave home to go to work. So I only got, because it was recommended to me. So her Flosstube is called Little by Piku, Pikku, and her name is Jess. She's been cross-stitching for a long time. She has a lot of pieces. She has an amazing wall of Satsuma designs, I think. I think that's what they are. But anyway, it's just really nice to have another voice and someone from Auckland. So that's pretty cool. And then the other one is a knitting podcast. So our shout out to Kath. She has a podcast. We call it podcast when it's knitting. So it's on YouTube, and it's called Northwest Knitting. The lovely thing about her, she doesn't know it yet. I'm not sure if she's going to come and watch, but we're going to become friends, Kath and I. Because
I like how you just decide these things.
I've just decided. I mean, it's inevitable. She loves knitting, and she loves natural knitting, so she's not interested in like the superwash thing anymore. Like, she's done that, but now she's really interested in the environment and doing like natural yarns and all that sort of shenanigans. She loves reading. So she was knitting with like peace fleece. She was doing like all the sorts of knitting that I like to do. And then she was recommending reading and books, and she was talking about Elizabeth Strout. So
nice.
I've been going on about Elizabeth Strout the last 2 Flosstubes. So I was like, I think we're going to be friends. The other lovely thing is, which I don't know if it's even appropriate to say it, she's older. I think she's in her 70s, which to me just seems fabulous. I love the idea of having friends in all different generations. So, Kath, if you come here and you want to be friends, all right then.
Since you were asking.
Since you're asking. Anyway, fabulous. She just has a lovely manner. Loveliest manner. And how she talks about her projects. And isn't it really lovely to see someone with a different body shape, different life experiences, in a completely different part of the world. I just think it's fabulous. So, Northwest Knitting. Now
we're done?
Yeah, now we're done. We're done.
We're done.
Anyway, have
Thanks
a lovely
for watching,
week.
people. Have a great fortnight.
Yes, we'll see you soon.
Ka kite.
Ka kite.